Okay, wow. When you just look at that final score, 40-40, it just screams chaos.
Complete
We
chaos.
just saw one of the most, I guess, absurdly high-scoring tie games, in a long time between Dallas and Green Bay.
Yeah.
And this was actually the Cowboys' first tie since, what, 1969?
1969.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how rare this is.
Yeah.
But somehow, maybe not that surprising given the way games are going and, well, the overtime rules now.
Exactly. And the whole week, the buildup was all about one thing:
Micah Parsons.
the revenge game. Traded just a month ago, going back to face his old team. But the game itself, it turned into something totally different, like this wild quarterback duel, and then this massive test of the new OT rules.
It really did. It was, an offensive masterpiece in many ways, but ending in a draw just leaves this weird feeling, doesn't it? No winner, no loser.
Totally unsatisfying in that sense. But yeah, you had the Parsons angle, and then you had the fact this was Dallas's second straight overtime thriller at home.
Right, they just beat the Giants 40-37 in OT 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
So AT&T Stadium is seeing some drama lately.
Okay, so let's unpack this because it was just a lot. We've got all the notes here, the stats, the sequences. We need to figure out what the big takeaways are from this 40-40 gridlock. What do these numbers, these moments really tell us?
It delivered, incredible theater. But yeah, it leaves both teams in a kind of frustrating spot. The offense clicked, clearly, but the result, well, doesn't really move the needle much for playoff hopes.
Let's start where everyone else did. Parsons. The hype was immense. All the pre-kickoff stuff focused on him. But then the game starts, and Dallas looks, well, they looked awful.
Awful is a good word for it, just flat. You could almost see Green Bay's plan right away, get the ball out quick, neutralize Parsons.
Yeah.
And they did. That first drive, flawless. Jordan Love, I think he went 5 for 5.
Yeah, 5 for 5.
Ends with a touchdown pass to Romeo Doubs. Just sliced right through him.
And Dallas's response?
3 and out. Then Green Bay scores again to just a field goal. Then another Dallas 3 and out. Suddenly, boom, it's 13-0 Packers.
That quick. And it felt like Green Bay had really schemed to just take Parsons completely out of it early, right? Like lots of quick passes, maybe chipping it.
Exactly. Quick releases, maybe an extra guy staying in the block sometimes. They knew if they let him get going early, it could disrupt everything. So smart game planning by Green Bay initially.
But then the momentum shift. And it wasn't even the defense, really. It was special teams.
Yeah, that was the spark. Green Bay scores their second touchdown, looking to go up 14-0. But Wanya Thomas gets through, blocks the extra point.
Huge play.
And Marquise Bells scoops it up, takes it all the way back for 2 points.
Making it 13-2, which is just such a weird score.
It is. But it felt massive at the time. Like, okay, maybe we're not just going to roll over here. It was this weird, almost accidental injection of life.
It didn't immediately fix the offense, like you said, but maybe it just stopped the bleeding, gave them a second to breathe.
I think so. It kind of bought the offense time to figure things out. And figure things out they did, especially right before halftime. Dak Prescott, remember, he's playing without CeeDee Lamb, without 2 starting O-linemen.
Right, key guys out.
And he starts finding a rhythm. That drive before the half was incredible.
The 95-yarder.
Yeah. 11 plays, 95 yards, and the key stat: they didn't face a single third down on that entire drive.
That's just clinical efficiency.
Yeah.
Especially shorthanded like that.
Totally. And Prescott punches it in himself with a rushing touchdown.
Okay, so that brings them closer. But then the defense finally makes a play.
Right at the end of the half, only 9 seconds left, James Houston gets a sack on Love, forces the fumble.
Jadeveon Clowney recovers a huge turnover.
Huge. And then 1 play later, literally the next snap, Prescott hits George Pickens for a touchdown.
Unbelievable sequence.
In maybe 2 minutes of actual game clock, they go from looking dead on the water, down 13-2, to somehow leading 16-13 at halftime.
That defensive play, set up by the offense finally scoring, that might have been the biggest momentum swing of the whole game, looking back.
I think you're right. And that energy just carried right into the second half. It became this just absolute shootout.
7 straight touchdowns changing the lead. Is that right?
7 consecutive lead changes via touchdown, just back and forth, back and forth.
And Prescott was, you have to say, he was brilliant.
Just brilliant. Completed almost 78% of his passes, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Passer rating near 125.
And he ran for that score, too.
Yep, which, by the way, was the 22nd time he's had both a passing and rushing TD in a game. That ties him for 3rd most among quarterbacks since 2016. That dual threat ability, it's huge.
But Love was matching him. He had 3 touchdown passes himself, 2 to Doubs in regulation. It wasn't like one guy was carrying the load. Both QBs were dealing.
Absolutely. It was a proper duel, which raises the question, with Lamb out, with the O-line banged up, How did Dallas keep pace offensively?
Good question. What was the key? Was it just Pickens stepping up?
Pickens was definitely a huge part of it. He looked every bit the WR1 in this game. Finished with, 134 yards and those 2 crucial touchdowns. He absolutely delivered when they needed him.
Especially that go-ahead score late in the fourth.
Yeah, massive. But it wasn't just Pickens. They got contributions elsewhere, too. Javonte Williams ran hard.
Averaged over 4 yards a carry, got 85 yards.
And they used him creatively, too, like on those direct snaps in the Wildcat. That probably helped take some pressure off the makeshift O-line, kept Green Bay off balance.
Smart coaching adjustment.
And then you had guys like Jake Ferguson. He caught a touchdown. Jalen Tolbert made that incredible toe drag catch in overtime. So it was really a collective effort stepping up around Prescott.
Okay, so the offense is clicking, trading blows. Let's get to the end of regulation because that was just frantic.
Sure, madness is right. So Green Bay takes the lead, 34-30. Love hits Daubs for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Only 1.45 left on the clock.
Looking pretty bleak for Dallas at that point.
It did. But then, Cavante Turpin.
Oh, yeah, the kick return.
It's electric. Brings it back 45 yards, sets Dallas up near midfield. That play saved them probably 30, 40 seconds and gave them incredible field position.
Huge. And that set up Prescott finding Pickens again for the touchdown.
Yep, Dallas goes up 37-34, less than a minute left. You're thinking, okay, surely the defense can hold this now.
Surely. But no.
Nope. Green Bay marches down again. Not for a touchdown, but close enough. Brandon McManus drills a 53-yard field goal right as time expires.
Ugh. Tie game, overtime.
Overtime. And now we get into the whole drama of the current rules.
Yeah.
Both teams guaranteed a possession.
Dallas wins the toss, which feels huge.
It does.
Yeah.
And they drive the ball pretty effectively. They get down inside the red zone, close to the end zone.
But they stall out. And interestingly, this is where Parsons finally gets his big moment on the stat sheet.
Yeah, he records his only solo sack of the game on that drive. Maybe shows the Green Bay line was finally wearing down a bit.
Could be. But it wasn't enough to stop them completely. They settle for the field goal. Brandon Aubrey knocks it through. Dallas leads 40-37.
Okay, so now Green Bay gets the ball. And here's where you really question the decision-making, maybe. Your offense has been on fire, scoring touchdowns all second half. You get the ball first in OT. Why settle for 3?
You're basically betting your defense, which just gave up the tying field goal drive, can stop them from getting even 3 points back. Or worse, a touchdown wins it for them.
Right. It felt maybe a little conservative, like playing not to lose instead of playing to win. Especially knowing Green Bay gets the ball back no matter what.
And Green Bay drives. They convert a huge 4th down along the way, keeping the drive alive.
Yep, clutch conversion there.
Yeah.
But then we get to the very end of their possession, the clock management, or maybe the lack of it.
By Love, yeah. It got really tight.
He let a lot of time run down on 3rd down, then threw an incompletion. And it left. How much time?
1 second. Just 1 single second left on the clock.
1 second. I saw some commentary, I think it was J.J. Watt maybe, basically saying if the clock operator hadn't been super quick on the whistle after the incompletion, the game might have just ended right there.
Yeah.
Dallas wins.
Wow, that close. That's how thin the margins were.
Razor thin. But there was 1 second left. So McManus comes out again. Easy 34-yarder this time.
Dang! 40-40. The tie is official.
And just collective groan from probably both fan bases, right?
Yeah.
All the offense, the back and forth, the tie.
So unsatisfying. But you have to look at the fight Dallas showed, especially on offense. 40 points without key starters is impressive, no matter the opponent or the final result.
Absolutely. That's the silver lining, I guess. The offense looked spectacular, adaptable, resilient. Prescott was fantastic. Pickens stepped up big time. They found ways to move the ball even when shorthanded.
But the defense.
Still the big question mark, isn't it? They had moments, sure. The blocked PAT return was huge. The forced fumble before halftime was critical. They did force some punts, but when it really mattered, end of regulation, overtime, they just couldn't get that key stop. Giving up crucial 3rd downs, that 4th down in OT, that's worrying.
Yeah, allowing Green Bay to just march down for those tying field goals.
Why?
Twice, basically.
Exactly. You need your defense to close the door sometimes, and they couldn't.
So the team sits at 1-2-1 now. A tie doesn't really help them in the standings at all. It feels like a loss in some ways.
It really does, especially in a tight playoff race. But that offensive performance, you can't just ignore it. The potential is clearly there for this team to score a lot of points.
Which leads to maybe a bigger picture question thinking about this game and the rules.
Go on.
Well, you have these rules now where both teams get the ball in OT, and offenses around the league are just so high-powered. Scoring is way up generally. Are we maybe heading into an era where ties, which used to be this super rare, quirky thing,
Yeah, like once every few seasons, maybe?
are going to become more common, especially for teams like this Dallas team seems to be great offense, but maybe a defense that struggles to get that final stop in overtime.
That's a really interesting thought. I mean, if both teams are basically guaranteed a chance to score and offenses are this efficient, maybe a field goal shootout leading to a tie becomes, well, not normal, but less of a shock. It kind of puts pressure back on the defenses to make a sudden death type play, even though the rules were changed partly to avoid sudden death deciding things too quickly.
It definitely makes you think, right? Is this the new reality of high-scoring NFL games under these overtime rules? Something for everyone to chew on after watching that 40-40 spectacle?
Yeah, it definitely leaves you wondering if the rules might need another look down the road if these kinds of unsatisfying high-scoring ties become more frequent. A strange game, strange result.